Hey y'all, it's Amorphous. Make sure you check out my interview with David Duane right now.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Listen, we are running just a little bit behind, just a little bit of CP time, you know what I'm saying? But we don't do this all the time. No, but we do these specialized all the time. So what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. I know we are very early in our live, but guess what? We're getting ready to speak to Amorphous. If you guys know who Amorphous is, he is the amazing producer, DJ, jack of all trades. He's got this brand new project that you guys should have that's called Things Take Shape. I love the title, Jameer. As we welcome Jameer, as you guys have seen a lot of Jameer's mashups, he's done collaborations with Brandy on this project, Kelly Rowland, Bree Runway. Every single body that you guys love, and DJ Khaled and Brandy. So we're going to welcome in Jameer right now to talk about his amazing journey. So any questions that you guys have, let's type them down below. Jameer.
Hi.
Oh, man.
Hi, is my sound good?
Your sound is great. How do I sound?
You sound perfect. You sound perfect. Hi. So nice to finally talk.
I know. Listen, I've been trying to track you down for
I
a
know.
minute.
I'm so happy that we finally get to do this.
I know. So this moment right here is special because now you've got the EP out. Things take shape. So this really was a whole entire process. I want to shout out your manager because he was telling me just about the whole entire journey that it's been from the Spotify campaign, then to the award shows, to Apple. Just to doing so much. Then you did Jimmy Kimmel with Kelly Rowland.
Yes, Jimmy Kimmel.
What?
Jimmy Kimmel with Kelly Rowland. Come on now.
That's nuts. And you're only what, 23, 24?
Yeah, 23.
23. Wow. Dude, congratulations. How does
Thank you
it
so
feel
much.
to accomplish the things that you have accomplished at such a young age, having no expectations? Because I love that that's what you live by as well, too, because that's what I live by as well over here. No expectations.
Right. First of all, again, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for your support. Listen, I know we've been trying to make this happen for a minute, so I'm really glad that we could do this today. It's a beautiful moment. For me, it hasn't really hit me yet, the fact that I'm only 23 and I'm already on my way to hopefully a long and fruitful career that lasts for quite a long time, because everything that I do for myself is super authentic to who I am as a creative, as an observer of the entertainment industry, of the arts. All of the mashups I do that because I'm a fan of all these artists. Every single production I make with different artists, it all speaks to who I am as a person. So to be in this position and to hear, you say, you work with Brandy and DJ Khaled and all this crazy stuff, it's a blessing, and that's all I forgot to even mention
James Fauntleroy too.
Yes, James Fauntleroy, please give James his things. It's such a blessing, and again, I'm just honored to be. Life is so short, and so I'm always just making sure that whatever I'm doing with my voice, with my talents, that hopefully I'm inspiring other people and just pushing it forward. And so I'm totally content with where I am in my life. Like if God were to call me home tonight, I'm good. Like I feel so grounded and centered in myself. So I'm just blessed. I'm so blessed. That's all I can say.
Right. And absolutely blessed. Just that journey in itself, being from Detroit, from Philadelphia, I had no clue until last night after doing all my homework. You're from the tri-state area. I'm from Delaware, so you
okay, right there. What's up?
We got that tri-state connection going on. Being the fact that your brother, was a really big inspiration for you. He listened to a lot of the '90s music and stuff like that, and then your dad listened to music as well too. How would you say just listening to the music that they listen to really help you infuse your sound? Because you love Aaliyah, you love Brandy, you love Kalani. You give a lot of homage to the women, but you also give the homage to the men as well too. But women is definitely at the forefront of your mind.
Absolutely. That's always been at the forefront of my mind, just subconsciously. I feel like even in, we might talk about it a little bit later, but even in my Jimmy Kimmel performance, that was really a celebration of Black womanhood and Black queer excellence. And so that's just, again, that's like another thing that's organically me, even when it comes to like representation. But yeah, the music that I grew up with, that's literally why I am the way I am today. Like I would not be anything without the greats that came before me, and especially my family. My dad grew me up on a lot of Luther Vandross, Anita Baker. Real quick, shout out to my sister Jessica, who's in here. She grew me up on a lot of good music.
Shout out to Jessica.
Shout out to Jessica. Miss you. So yeah, my brother grew me up on a lot of Aaliyah, Brandy, Destiny's Child, TLC. I was raised on a lot of gospel music, Mary, Yolanda Adams. So I had like a whole jumbo pot of music that was being played around the house, and that just subconsciously, as someone who was a fan of music, shaped me into who I am today.
Wow. And I love how you even said shape, because project title is called Things Take Shape. And then you mentioned Luther. It's like your dad loving Luther. So this Sunshine record, first of all, I love the fact that this mashup has really taken a course of its own. Listen, I've been walking around the damn house singing and jamming, acting like I'm about to do damn Jimmy Kimmel my damn stuff, because the way that you just do your production is incredible. Can we talk about how you got the DM from Fat Joe? And then with that FaceTime call and Callus like that, because I think that is such an iconic moment that I don't think a lot of people that are watching us right now understand how iconic that moment was in itself. Because you were just going through your DM.
I think, I've really been thinking about that, even in the sense that, like, I worked with hip hop, veterans. Joe has been around for a minute. Diddy was in the video. And
who's my idol? So the fact that you met Diddy and I met him too, I was like, oh, we got something really
in common. I think that even on the level of, again, representation, because I'm super, super big on that, hip hop and rap is notoriously homophobic. And here I come as this open, just like straight up, no bells and whistles, Black, queer, kid to these people. And am able to just come through and be part of such an amazing moment and be told about all these people straight to my face, like, you got here by being yourself, and don't let the industry, don't let anyone change you. It is iconic, in my opinion, when I really sit and look at it and reflect on that moment. And I'll never forget when I got that DM from Fat Joe. I mean, he's such a character. And I never really checked my Instagram requests on like some T-Pain stuff. I just never really did it. And for some reason, I think it was December 6th, I checked my Instagram request, and the first person in there was Fat Joe. And I guess he had DM'd me like 5 minutes before I checked it. And he was like, yo, Amorphous, I'm trying to get in touch with you like now. And I was like, okay. So I give him my number, and he immediately FaceTimes me. And he's like, yo, Amorphous, young king, young legend. What you doing, bro? Like, yo, you such a genius with that mashup. Rihanna, Luther, like, I'm a huge Luther fan. Basically, long story short, he tells me that he ended up rapping on, the mashup, and he, produced a version of it with Cool and Dre. And then he turns the camera around, and DJ Khaled comes walking into the room. And he's like, yo, Amorphous, we got another one. You a legend. Like, it was just really, I couldn't really grasp what was happening at first.
I could imagine it was a lot to process.
Yeah, it was a lot to process, because those whole 2 weeks I had just gotten, a laptop from Oprah, Janet Jackson's in my mentions. Like, there was just so much love that was being bestowed upon me, and it was overwhelming. And then to top it off with that, to get that type of call, and for it to turn into, our song together, Sunshine Delight. And I was just really proud of myself again, because like, to have a moment like that, to be not only just embraced by the industry, but to know that I had my business set up, that when that happened, I was ready to hit the ground running, and I wasn't playing catch up. I had my management, I had my lawyers together, I had like my publishing and stuff together to make sure, like, okay, when they said it's time to press go, it's like, okay, there's no types of like, if, ands, or buts. I was prepared. And I'm just really, really blessed about, the way that the song came about. It's still doing so well. It just shot back up on the Apple Music charts over in the UK. And it was just a great moment. It was a great moment. It's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, and it's definitely a moment that we won't forget as well as fans of you. That was just so dope to see that, especially when you were tweeting, Rihanna cleared the vocals, the estate for Luther. I was like, oh my gosh, that was nothing but God doing his work.
Truly.
And I love what you also mentioned too, having your business already set up, already having management, already having an attorney. But not only that, but you went to Full Sail for production too. And actually, you're still in school, still sort of kind of, or did you finish?
Oh, I finished in 2018.
Oh,
I've been
Amazing.
out of school. I do a lot of things. I'm always speaking with like Full Sail events and stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm always super big on the culture. But no, I graduated in 20 months. I started film school in 2016 and graduated in 2018.
Aha, that's what it is. Okay, okay. And that's so dope. So going to Full Sail, and I like literally stand for Full Sail. So if anybody from Full Sail is watching, get your boy in. I want to actually go for their audio and audio production. And stuff like that, because I just love being able to learn more things being in this business. And they set you up for success. Being the fact that you went to that school, how much setting up for success do you really feel? I mean, obviously you're already at levels creating success, but like how prepared do you feel like you actually were from going there versus not going there?
I feel like on the music side, I kind of had a pretty good grasp. At the time, when I started going to Full Sail, I already kind of had a little bit of internet clout. You know, like there were some mashups that I had done that was already taking off, and so I was already kind of somewhat putting my name out there and making a name for myself, at least on the internet. And so I was going to go for Full Sail for music, but then I decided, okay, Full Sail is not a cheap school. You know, it's like $90,000. And I just had to think of myself, okay, I'm also really big into film. I've been editing ever since I was 7 or 8. But I've never touched like an Arri Alexa camera. I've never touched those big $10,000, $20,000 cameras. And I felt like that would justify the price of me going there for the film side, because I get that hands-on tangible experience of actually, one, working on set, but also getting able to learn the ins and outs of the camera and different things, script writing and all of that. So that's why I went for film. But looking back, I did learn so much because deadlines, you know what I mean? That's what it was. And I've been doing stuff by myself for a very long time. And now that I have a team, now that I have like different opportunities and always booked and busy, there's deadlines that need to be met. And so Full Sail prepared me a lot for being able to navigate that, not getting overwhelmed with time management. And also just in a networking sense, I know networking can be, sometimes people, when I network on a personal level. I don't network because this person is where I want to be per se. Even if that person is in that position, I genuinely want to get to know you as a person, how you got there, not let me just get to know this person because they're in that position. And so Full Sail taught me a lot about how to navigate that, even on like a fame level, right? Like the Beyonce and Jay-Z mashup I did, that came out while I was in film school, and the Aaliyah documentary. So people in school started to kind of know who the hell I was. And it kind of prepared me for what it is now. Like I was just at Nordstrom the other day, just minding my business, and this beautiful young woman comes up to me. She's like, "Are you Amorphous?" And da-da-da-da. I walk right outside of there. This guy's like, "Congratulations." You know, dealing with that, you know, level of, I guess, fame in a sense. It's something, because I know it's only going to get crazier with what's going to be happening.
And it's still very fresh for you too.
Very, very fresh. And I think Full Sail just taught me a lot about just how to stay grounded in myself and just remind myself why I'm here, and to not get caught up in all that craziness.
Right. And it's good because early on in anybody's career, especially at your age, it's easy to just kind of get trapped into that moment. But the fact that you've been like, you know what, let me just stay very modest, the person that I am, and just read the room very closely.
It's so important. I mean, it's important whether you're in the industry or not. You have to be really sure of yourself and centered in yourself and who you are as a person, because even in the sense that to go from, I've been on both sides of the spectrum of, I grew up very financially blessed, you know, as a kid. You know, my dad definitely blessed us with a lot of different gifts and money. We went to, you know, a really top private school and cars and Porsches. Like, that's how I grew up. But then that was taken away. You know, then I knew what it was like to live with nothing. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum of realizing that none of that stuff really matters at the end of the day when it comes to the material stuff. Obviously, the world revolves around money, but understanding that the reason why I do this has nothing to do with all the, you know, financial blessings that I've been able to come my way over the last few months. It's literally just because I do this from the heart and hope to inspire people. Whether that comes with it, great. Am I going to complain about it? Absolutely not. But that's not why I'm doing it. I feel like it's really, really important, especially in our communities, just to be diligent about that, to be diligent about financial literacy in our communities. So I'm doing everything that I possibly can to just be an inspiration on a multitude of levels.
And you're doing a great job. Like, you are doing exceptionally well. I think you're showing people that the impossible is possible. Because that's even what I tried to do with this show. I've been like, look, I can talk to this person, but I'm still the exact same modest person that's from Bear, Delaware, and it means nothing in the world. Diamonds don't mean things. Having 3, 4, 5 iPhones max. Gucci. I don't even want no damn Gucci flip flops. You better keep them.
Right.
I don't
Right.
spend that much money on some flip flops, but I can buy, invest. So I think that's the most important thing as well too. Before we talk about the project, let's talk about Oprah sending you the MacBook, and then Janet Jackson. My brother Alan Michael is watching it live, and he loves you. He's a big fan of Janet.
Yeah, I love Alan. I love Alan. Hey.
Oh, you know Alan?
Yes, I've seen him around. You kidding?
What?
It's Alan Michael. Stop it.
Okay.
I've seen him around.
Listen, y'all gonna have to do something, okay? We'll connect some dots.
Please, let's do it for sure.
I will. So, getting that laptop from Oprah, like that moment, like what was going on prior to that? Because I think that that's such an iconic moment in itself. And just seeing the video and just a laptop from Oprah, it's like,
that's really what it was. I mean, I made this joking tweet to Apple, and I just asked them if they could get me a new laptop, and I wasn't thinking anything of it. I wasn't even going to tweet it at first because I didn't want to seem desperate on Twitter. But I just used the Oprah gift that I usually use, and woke up the next morning and my phone was blowing up with people just texting me about Oprah. They're like, all they said was Oprah with a bunch of like exclamation points. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, did something happen? We've been losing a lot of Black legends. Please don't tell me something happened to Oprah.
Right. Please not Oprah, yeah.
And they were like, shut up and check your Twitter. So I'd go and, go to Twitter, and I see that she quoted me, and she said, brand new MacBook on its way to your place to help you keep us dancing into 2021. And I promise you, I threw my phone across the room, and I just sat and I just burst into tears. I literally just was in this sense of, wow, I'm very spiritual for myself. I respect everyone's beliefs, but that's what I believe in. And it just showed me, all of the trauma that I've been through, all the times I didn't believe myself, just the way that God can work and how blessed I am. And again, just to believe in yourself. I mean, I think, like, imagine if I never even took that shot to even just tweet that. It's just a tweet. Tweet, and that ended up changing, the course of my life. So blessed. And shout out to Oprah. She is a fan. I love that.
She is a huge fan. And I love the fact that everybody was joining it and like congratulations in that moment, because that was such a viral moment in itself for you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And then to Janet freaking Jackson. I mean, like
Janet, Janet was like, again, there are so many legends that were like, just showing me so much love. Janet Jackson, I remember when Kehlani first tweeted me. John Legend, MC Hammer, Earth, Wind, and Fire, LL Cool J ended up texting me. Those 2 weeks were just really, really wild. Whoa. And so to get that, again, I'm fans of all of these people. I'm fans, huge fan of all of these people. And to have just gotten that recognition from just being myself. I was in an apartment with no furniture, really. I mean, I had like a little air mattress and stuff, but super modest. I'm not out here just like, I wasn't even trying to make a moment happen. I've been doing this for a minute. And so to just see me be so embraced by so many just industry veterans, it was just such a blessing. Anytime people like relay these last 7 months to me, it hits me. I'm like, I don't really try to think about it too much, but then I realize not only the impact that I'm having, but just really how blessed I am.
It was all God. It's that modestness and you just being very humble and being like, you know what? Let me not even go crazy about the response, but go crazy in a different sense, because like we're talking about, people could go crazy and they lose their mind and they're like, oh, well, I'm this, I'm that. I'm tearing up the internet. I'm tearing up SoundCloud. But ever since, even those SoundCloud days, you were like, you know what? Let me be chill, because we're on to bigger things here. This is just the beginning. I've got to stay humble. I have nothing in this moment, but I'm still creating. So
that's the biggest thing, and even patience. Even though things have happened to me pretty quickly, and the fact that I am 23, just everyone, a lot of creatives and almost anyone has a period where they really can get in a rut and not believe themselves, and it can be a thing of where you feel like you deserve to be somewhere right then and there. And for me, I just had to realize that I had to be content with whatever God's plan was, whether or not this happened to me or whether I was just where I was 7 months ago. As long as I was doing something that made me happy, I was going to make that work, you know? And I'm just blessed. And I feel like patience is it's such a difficult thing to grasp because as humans,
Yeah.
time is so relative. You know, time is so short. Tomorrow could be our last day. We don't know it. So I think you just have to be content with the fact that that's out of your control and you just have to do your best. And as long as you're pushing forward to hopefully get to where your goals are, 9 times out of 10, I believe it's going to happen. If you give up, that's a definite chance of it not happening, period. So I'd rather just keep trying.
Right. And that's literally what we talk about here on the show. It's like, just keep going, not giving up. People say to me all the time, they're like, David, you don't give up. I'm like, what's the sense of giving up if there never was?
Right.
How do
right,
I know what that
literally.
could have been in that moment? I have to stay patient. I have to keep going. Especially when God puts that battery in your back to do all the things that you're doing, you have to go forward.
Seriously, I mean, come on now. We church up in here.
It is.
Truly.
We have a Sunday service on a Monday.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So now we got to talk about this project, Things Take Shape. I love the title. The artwork is absolutely beautiful. It's 6 tracks, and then you've got, on the Apple version, you have the Up Next documentary, which if people aren't getting a chance to really get to know who you are right now in this moment, they definitely will get a chance to understand, too, the concept behind it. How did we get to that title?
So, big shout out to a really good friend of mine, D-Dot. D-Dot Oman. He's an incredible creative consultant, artist, producer, rapper. Like, he's just one of the most amazing people that I've ever met. And, you know, we were on a deadline for this project because of the Apple Up Next campaign. So it literally was like, I remember when I found out that I got the Up Next artist for July, I found out late May. It was like May 28th or something like that. And they were like, oh, yep, it's coming out July 7th. So that meant I needed to.
So you found out literally right after the Spotify campaign.
Literally right after that. And I was in a place where it's like, okay, now I have to put at least 5 tracks together for, you know, a project in less than 2 or 3 weeks. Like, that was the deadline. And I just, instead of like, I didn't really have the time to really focus on how I wanted it to be creatively. I just had to trust myself. So when it came to the title, we were all just sitting outside, and I did not know what the hell I was going to call this project. Nobody like my other names. What name? I had like some really cool names, but whatever. I know that I'm going to be naming it the next time fully. Okay. But Damien,
you definitely got to do another EP for sure, and then give us.
Oh, it's coming out soon. It's coming out.
Oh,
soon.
I know it is.
Okay, but Damien, he said, "But what about Things Take Shape?" And something just stuck with me because, you know, my producer name, Amorphous, it means undefined, shapeless. When you look at, you know, the way things have transpired the last few months, I'm literally taking shape and manifesting into who I am today and where I'm going to be in the future. So I just felt like overall it was just a perfect title for the debut EP. Not even the album, just the debut EP, the little tease of what I can do.
It definitely is an appetizer for them. And it's a quick listen, and it takes you not only through the pop world, but it takes you into, like, if you're of the LGBTQ community, it takes you into a little, with that track with Bree Runway, it takes you to the dance floor, and it takes you to R&B. It takes you everywhere.
That's like, again, that's not even intentional. The fact that the reason why I chose my name, Amorphous, years ago in like 2011 was because I do so many different things. You know, I do the music, I do the film, and in the music, I'm a fan of practically every single genre, and I can create in every single genre. I, you know, obviously grew up on a lot of R&B music, but I'm a huge alternative fan. I love soundtracks, I love house, I love the different subsets of house. And because of that, like I said, I make everything for myself. I'm my biggest fan. There's not a single person that is like a bigger fan than myself. And I feel like you have to be that person for yourself and for your creativity and your work. So as long as I know that I love it, I don't really care what anybody else says. I do it for myself. I put it out. I don't think other people love it. So if I want to make a country track, I don't know, I might do it. And if I love it, I'm going to put it out. But that's just how I'm going to go. So I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into feeling like, okay, just because I say most of my masks that I've done have been, you know, strictly in the R&B realm, that's not that's just one side of me. And so I wanted to prove, I didn't prove, but showcase straight out the gate that this is what people are gonna expect. Right. Expect the unexpected from me, because there's plenty to come that people are gonna be like, "What the hell? Amorphous did that? He was part of that?" Like, yeah, that was me.
I can imagine. Even in this journey too, you've got some other production credit too, right?
For Division, maybe.
Yeah.
So Division, that happened from that was similar to a Sunshine situation.
Okay.
So love Division, really, really big fan of them, really, really close to them. But their song Between Us with Snow Allegra, it actually started as a mashup that I had made a couple of months prior to it coming out. They had put out their song originally called In Between. It's really, really good, and I loved it. And as soon as I heard it, I said, wow, you know what would kill this? Like, as a duet, Usher. And so I made this really cool like blend of Usher's Nice and Slow and Division's In Between. And as soon as I put it out, 1985 hopped in my DMs, and this was 2019 when I was struggling in LA. And I freaked the hell out because I'm a huge 1985 fan. He was like, bro, you're a genius. We've been seeing you doing your thing for a minute now. We want to make this mashup that you didn't turn into an actual like remix of our track on the album. Wow. And I mean, that was such a blessing for, you know, I look at Division, they were really the first people to really get behind me and give me some type of like, you know, industry, you know, cred. And, you know, I talk to 1995 all the time because he does not let it go unnoticed to me how I've been able to handle these things, how I've gone from just being known on the internet as the viral mashup internet DJ kid to showing people like, no, that was not what it was. It's so much more that's a part of me, but my legacy when all is said and done is going to be so much more than that. And the fact that, you know, it's hard to break into the industry as a producer artist. It's hard to break in as a producer, period, but to be respected as such where I can carry a own project just strictly off my productions and have legends like Brandy and Kelly Rowland featured on it. To do that in the span of 6-7 months from when people really started to figure out who the heck I was. Right. He does not let it go unnoticed. And so I always he's like a cousin to me, and he always grounds me in the sense that like he's like, Jameer, you're already humble as hell, but he's like, understand what you're doing, because if you don't, you're gonna miss out on it. So that's how the Division thing came about, and I'll be working with them a lot in the future. We're cooking up, so I'm excited. Y'all might hear Daniel singing on an Amorphous production soon.
Okay, next project. Let's talk about it.
Wink, wink, wink.
Look, I'm looking forward to that, and I think that story in itself, it just tells you, for those who are watching, that anything, again, like we're saying, that anything conceivable is possible. You just have to believe. True. So this project, again, Brandy is one of our favorites. Kelly is one of our favorites. First of all, you tell me if this was intentional with the record with Kehlani, for her to sound like Maya. Because to me, I got Maya.
I got Brandy.
You got Brandy when you heard it? Which isn't a bad thing, because we love Maya.
I love Maya too. I love Maya.
But I was like, yo, why does she remind me of Maya? Because I was like,
I could hear it. I feel like Kehlani has a very distinct voice, similar to Maya has a very distinct voice too, including Brandy. But I felt like when we were creating the track together, especially the harmonies, you know, the opening harmonies, it felt very Brandy-esque to me in terms of just like the way that Kehlani was approaching it. And we had talked about that in the sense that like, we were coming up with the concept, and I was like, yeah, I want you to stack this song out. You know, because, you know, Kehlani made me lead the session. You know, they told me, I want to be on your project. So I had to, that was my first session ever, like with a major artist. So I just had to, you know, buck it up. But we talked about that. And we talked about, you know, just like having this be like a feel-good song that paid tribute to that era of music that just felt good. Just feel-good R&B, up-tempo R&B too. There's been a lot of like, slow, vibey, you don't even really know what they're saying type of music, which is fine. Right. But we want to, you know, I love that music too. Every type of music has a place in my heart. But I'm like, I miss music that, you know, it really actually reminds me of, if I could compare Back Together to any song, just sonically, in terms of how it makes me feel, is Someone to Call My Lover by Janet Jackson.
That the most?
Nothing. I mean, it really just started, like, for me messing on the productions. I couldn't say any song inspired it, but when I hear it, it definitely gives me that vibe that Someone to Call My Lover by Janet Jackson does. Like, just like, it feels good. It's a feel-good record. So I'm really proud of Back Together. I think it's honestly one of my best tracks I've ever produced, and I feel like it's a song that, you know, we were supposed to do a music video for it. Maybe we still can and everything. It's just we're both booked and busy.
I heard about that, but just due to the deadlines, it was just like
deadlines and the timings. And now I'm about to be out like on the road doing gigs, and you know, Kehlani's Kehlani. So I mean, I would still love to give that song its moment. I feel like the fact that I came out with my debut original, you know, single and got what 2.6 million on it, and no like real promo other than the Spotify thing. We didn't do a video, no performances, nothing. I mean, that really just showed not just like the testament to me and Kehlani, but a testament to the song. People love the song, so I'm hoping to give it its moment eventually.
I was going to have its moment, and this whole project is having its moment. But you shared a special moment, or somebody shared a special moment with you, and that's Kelly Rowland on Jimmy Kimmel. Like, what?
I watched that performance and I'm like, what is happening? Like, wow, the fact that I was able to come out there and perform with Kelly Rowland. I mean, talk about Finally, period. Right?
Yeah, Finally is a beautiful record. Especially
it is a
like
song that I grew up with. It is a song I grew up with CeCe Peniston's entire catalog. And I saw some people kind of come up with this scenario because CeCe unfortunately couldn't make the performance, that I wasn't giving her credit or whatever. And I was like, the song wouldn't have come out without it. The song wouldn't have come out. I was never, ever going to be content with even putting Kelly Rowland or anyone on that such a classic song from such a classic Black legend in my eyes that I'm a huge fan of, without one, getting her blessing, but also having her involved. And I fought to have her involved, because there was a time where it was like we weren't sure if CeCe was going to be able to be involved on the record because she actually recorded brand new vocals for the song. Now, we blended it in with the original sample, so it seems pretty seamless. You might not be able to tell. But if you listen closely, it is 2021 CeCe Peniston singing with 1991 CeCe Peniston. And that was my dream for it because the song would not exist without CeCe. I would not exist without CeCe. She is so integral to who I am, even just to me embracing who I am as a young Black gay kid. So I was just really, really happy with that record. I had called Kelly and MNEK in like April and asked them to be a part of it. And the intention behind it, again, was not like, oh, I'm not trying to do this like lazy sample thing where it's like, I'm just trying to bring back this record. There's actually an intention behind it, regardless of how people feel about the record. I wanted to be celebrate Black excellence, celebrate Black womanhood, celebrate Black queer excellence, and also put a different spin on, what Finally originally meant in 1981. The original song is about finding love, in another man, this man that is like so perfect. And I wanted to flip it and, have it be a song that was about really loving yourself, realize that you are that person for yourself. We wanted to put it out for Pride Month. We put it out, July 29th, 31st, or whenever, or June 29th, like the day going into July. But even then, I was like, the intention was there. People understand it. And Pride is all year round. Like, it shouldn't have to just come out in a month. So I'm really proud of that record. And to perform on Jimmy Kimmel and Arsenio Hall, was hosting that episode, I had no idea. So to hear Arsenio Hall announcing that this was my first performance, announcing my name, talking about the EP, just a beautiful experience and one that I'll never forget. And again, shout out to Kelly Rowland. I got to have so many of my friends involved with it. I was not going to settle for any less. It's all about spreading that love and spreading the opportunity and joy with people that are, close to you and just people that deserve it. So Duane Bernard was in there. I called up Duane to come in there. So many of my friends that saw me at different points of my journey, they saw me struggling in LA. They saw me broke, still grinding, trying to make it happen. And now I'm able to pay it forward and have them on national television with me. It's just a beautiful experience. And in some ways, I told Kelly, and she agreed. I was like, as much as I'm so honored to be here with Kelly Rowland, it's the fact that I'm here with my friends. It's the fact that I'm here with people that are so important to me, that have seen me before Kelly even knew who the hell I was. You know what I mean? So it was just a beautiful experience. And I'm excited for the other performances that we'll do and stuff.
That's amazing. And that's such a bigger thing, to share such an experience with people who knew you before the world knew you, who actually know Jameer. How does young Jameer feel that Amorphous is like blossomed? Like, did you have really blossomed into this incredible person that you've always wanted to be? And it started from beatboxing, who aren't too familiar.
That's what I was doing as a little kid.
Okay.
I think, like I said, everyone has their story. Everyone goes through different things. So for me, a big part of my childhood and formative teenage years was overcoming a lot of trauma regarding myself, regarding, the fact that I'm a young Black, at the time, young black gay kid that was going through a situation where he was being sexually assaulted for 10 years. And how you discovering your sexuality and like, you know, there's questions of like, is that the reason why? There was so many different things I was going through, and that kind of, I wouldn't say stunted my creativity, but empowered it. It made me, you know, creating was my escape. And so to look at the fact that I was able to find something, you know, that was actually empowering me in a positive way and not allowing me to go down a route of self-harm or, you know, destroying myself, and to see where that has taken me, to see where creating has taken me, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing that I just hope, again, I hope it inspires people. And I hope that I'm just proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud. And again, I wouldn't be here without the Lord and Jesus Christ, but
Amen.
Definitely proud of the way that I have handled all of this. And I'm excited for the future, because if I can handle all of what's been happening these past couple of years and couple months, and still I feel like I have a pretty great sword on my head. I have great people around me that keep me grounded and centered. I think if there was any time for me to change in the industry, it would have happened. Yeah. I think if there was any time for me to get flustered or like switch up on people, it would have happened already. And from what I've heard consistently from so many people, to the people that I've just met, to the people that have known me, is that I'm still the same Jameer. It's just now people know who I am. I think that's just a testament to my character. So I'm excited to just pay it forward more in the future.
Yeah. And I'm glad that that's what excites you the most, and that you're looking forward to continuing that, because that's what it's all about. Staying true to yourself and paying it forward, because hell, this is just a job for us. This is just what we love to do. This is creativity. And the fact that you've been able to express your creativity from SoundCloud to YouTube and then expand on that, and the world knows who you are, and you have no plans of stopping, is the most beautiful thing.
Thank you so much, David.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And listen, God is doing his work with you. And you know what the thing is? When we realize what our gifts are and we keep at it, he continues to pour in. And I tell this to people all the time, that we are a team with God. It's him and us. And as long as we continue to do the work and we recognize it, and we're not like, oh, let's just sit to the corner and not work on that music or work on that film, because as creatives, we weren't meant to just do one thing.
Right.
And we get shunned sometimes for having multi different, not personalities, but projects.
Being multifaceted.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story, right? I want to say almost a few weeks ago, right? I called GoDaddy, and I was just trying to lower, because listen, I might have some money, but I'm always be frugal as hell. Okay? Right. So I was like, I just wanted to figure out what the pricing was for certain things. And she's like, oh, you should get this because you're just going to end up buying more domains. And no, she said, you're just going to collect them. I said, oh, I'm not going to just collect them. I'm going to utilize them.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's all about that. I've definitely had, even originally in the industry, I've had people that were like, you want to do music and film? You have to choose one. And I was like, please, I'm having dual careers in both. I'm going to be just as respected in film as I am in music already, because that's already what was happening. You know, I've done documentaries and stuff that was already getting that type of attention. So I feel like, again, that's why it's like, don't do anything for anyone else. Do it for yourself. Make yourself happy. And if it makes you happy, people will gravitate towards your energy and your music. There's always going to be someone that ends up messing with what you do creatively. But David, I do have to go.
I know. We was getting to our wrap up.
I know.
But this was great. We'll definitely connect, and I'll send you my info and Alan's info too. That way you guys can connect, because he loves your music and stuff like that, what you've been doing. So I've got to say congratulations on everything. This is incredible. And then when you think about the amazing person that you are, Jameer, like what exemplifies you aside from being the artist, producer, and everything? What exemplifies you?
I mean, I can't really say how other people perceive me per se, but I hope people see me as a good person. I hope that it shows through my spirit, through my work, whenever I'm on a live, whenever I'm talking to fans or, you know, any type of interaction. I try to approach it from a place of grace. And I think, when somebody had just asked me what I want my legacy to be, which I was like, okay, y'all trying to ask me the Aaliyah questions.
Right.
I was like, all right, now, okay. But what I want, I just want to be known as a person that pays it forward and doesn't just talk the talk, but actually puts his friends in those rooms and continues to use my voice and my platform to give other people opportunities.
That's amazing. Look, and I feel like you're definitely going to be doing that. Are there any indie artists that you would want to work with on this next upcoming project that people aren't too familiar with at all?
Oh yeah, there's so many people that I would love to work with and that I'm going to work with, whether it's on this project or others. There's plenty of friends of mine. There's a really good friend of mine named Nicholas J. Scott. He's incredible. We already work together a lot. So everyone always sees him. I'm always posting about him on my Instagram. But he's definitely someone that I'm going to be working with. There's another artist named Saint Wade who's really, really incredible. I love him dearly. He has an incredible voice, and we've been cooking up for the last couple of years. So I would love to like actually get in the studio with him. I want to work with Don Richard.
Yes, Don Richard. Yes,
yeah.
he's a good friend of ours. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Don.
would
So
love
if you
to work with
watching,
Don.
get in with Jameer. Seriously.
Yes, please. Come on now. Now listen, Don. I am a fan, and I have been for quite a minute. Okay?
What's your favorite record from Dawn solo wise, and then even from the groups that she's been in?
I really love Bombs Away. Like that, just like that song and the video is perfect. I'm a big Danity Kane fan as well. And I feel like my favorite Danity Kane song is Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy is a bop. That gets me going.
Look, I'm over. I'm trying to not do the choreography over here right now.
Hey, seriously.
Wow. And then what about Dirty Money? What song did you like from that era? Because that's even
on the floor.
You know, Ass on the Floor. Look, Puff needs to be calling you for this project.
You know, who said he hasn't already? I'm just kidding.
He probably has though.
No, but
No.
I would love to be called by Diddy. You know, we've already had that kind of interaction on the set for Sunshine and everything. So I'm always here. My phone is ready to be rung.
Okay, that's amazing. And last question, what piece of advice did you receive that has been the best advice that has carried you along in your journey so far to keep you like very motivated? Because I know sometimes, even though everything is on a positive, things can definitely be discouraging as well too. What's been that piece of advice and from who?
One quote that's always stuck with me is a quote from Aaliyah that she did in one of her magazine interviews, and it was regarding negativity, and it was about the fact that, you know, obviously, you know, she was in the limelight, and there was a lot of different rumors that were swirling around. I mean, they used to say she had a glass eye. People say she can't sing. So many different people could just be genuine haters, and the way that she dealt with it is just by literally letting it go in one year and out the other, and just also by her being so sure of herself and her talent, who she was as a person. I feel like that showed me that regardless of how successful you are in the industry, you can still continue to be yourself and not let the industry change you. And so I feel like just watching you know, even after she passed, just going back and listening to every single interview and watching every interview and talking. And now I'm in a position where I can talk to people that genuinely knew her, and it's the same type of sentiment. So I take that with me a long way. Obviously, as a big fan, but it just shows that like you can be a good person while continuing to be successful. You don't have to conform to industry standards in order to make it.
Exactly. Well said. And I want everybody to take those words very serious, no matter what industry you want to be in. You can be the person that you were before that and during. And that's so amazing to hear you say that, Jameer. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you
on
so
everything
much.
that you've been doing. This conversation that we had was so amazing. Like, I really appreciate spending time with you today.
Truly. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about earlier, got cut off. I'm glad that we got to get back on here and just talk a bit more. I'm so blessed and honored to have been on here, and I just can't wait because we're going to be talking a lot more outside of this in the future. So
yeah,
I'm going to give you my number and stuff. We could be texting up. You could call me.
Okay. We friends now.
We friends now. The ice has been broken.
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely have to link when you're back in LA. Are you in LA?
I'm in LA. I'm here.
Oh,
so we can link already.
Oh, okay.
Let's link.
That's amazing. So we'll connect. Let everybody know where they can follow you as far as like all socials are concerned, and where they can download and stream the new project too.
You can follow me at Lone Amorphous, LONEAMORPHOUS, on Twitter. You can follow me on my Instagram. You should see me right there. So just click it and give me a nice little follow. And then you can search me on Apple Music, Spotify, all the major distributors, just Amorphous. I would say you could go stream Things Take Shape and run those numbers up.
Okay? Run them all up. But it's been a pleasure, Jameer. You keep staying amazing, that energy that you are, and just killing it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much. We gotta meet soon.
Yes, I literally fly back out tomorrow.
Okay, period. So I'll see you soon.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right, got you. Thank you.
All right, later, anytime. All right, guys. So that was our conversation with Amorphous. Jameer, yes. This was such a great conversation. Thank you guys for tuning back into. Shout out to his team for, making this happen. It's like that, yo, we made it happen, team. We made it happen. We did it, Joe. We did it. But this was great. Make sure that you guys continue to follow me at David Duane, at On Air with David Duane. Listen, we're not doing our IG Live series Mondays and Wednesdays in a consistency like we were doing it. But make sure that you guys definitely stay tuned, because we may have some more surprises up our sleeves. You never know what's going down. But you guys continue to have an amazing week. Stay blessed, stay safe. Please continue to wash your hands, wear your mask, do all the amazing things. Be amazing, be bold, be you. That's definitely something that Dawn would say. Shout out to Dawn. And just live your life to the fullest. And I think the biggest takeaway also from this conversation was just be all that you want to be authentically, and don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't be, because if Jameer hasn't shown you guys that it's proof in the pudding that you can live your dreams, or if I haven't, I don't know what y'all need to do, but y'all need to go back to the conversation. But I'm sure that we have inspired all of you so much. But have a great day. We'll see you guys next time. Follow. Peace.